Hey everyone, this is Felicia with The Book is Done. Last video of the night, because I didn't realize that it's almost 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But I had to get these books out. I had to get these reviews out because they've just been sitting on my desk. This is for April. So the last 5 that I talked about were these beauties. Do Not Disturb, The Stranger I Know, Brain Damage, I'm Missing, and The Perfect Son. Go check these out. These are on Amazon. They're amazing. The authors are there. They're just amazing. So that was what I did for last month. I thought I did more, but I lost track. So I finished this one by one. Freida McFadden. Holy crap. So this book, and like I said in previous videos, none of Freida McFadden's books are the same. They are each different. And so one by one, triggers, maybe some not really domestic abuse. It really isn't anything. I had to think about it. I'm sorry. I don't believe that there are any bouts of domestic violence. If you read it and there is, please let me know. I'm so sorry. I definitely don't want to give any triggers off intentionally. But this particular book, it is a story about 3 couples. Excuse me, 3 couples. 3 of them were 4 of them were friends from undergrad, in which they kind of grew up or got through undergrad, graduated, came through, and this is like their life now. So the main character, her name is Claire. Her and her husband Noah, they are like pretty much on the brink of divorce. Like they're just like, I can't stand each other. I can't stand you. You make me sick. I make you sick. Like, just over it. Like they're over their marriage. They have 2 young children. They have a son and a daughter. And so that's one couple. The second couple, her name is Lindsay. Her boyfriend's name is Warner. And so Lindsay and Claire were roommates in undergrad. So that's how they know each other. The other couple is Jack and Michelle. Jack and Noah were roommates in undergrad as well. And so, and I think Noah was the next door dorm mate or dorm suite person. They lived in the same dorm, but Noah was next door to Lindsay and Claire. And so that's how they met them. And so all things, Lindsay and Warner are not dating, or they're not married. They were dating only for a short period of time. Jack and Michelle are married. Michelle is like this divorce lawyer. She's like super high profile, just nobody likes her. She doesn't like them type thing. Jack previously had a thing for Claire, but before Jack and Claire could really hit it off, she met Noah, and Noah ended up, going for it. So, and they're married. So, in all things, they are taking a trip, 1-week trip out. Warner knows where this place is. He's been here before. It's a place where you could just go unwind, things of that nature. So they all get in Claire's minivan so that they can, start to drive on the way to this location. The van breaks down. It's a fairly new van. And so the van breaks down, and one by one, like they say, oh, well, we're like 2 miles from the hotel. So it's like 2 days later, at least a minimum of 2 days later, maybe 3 days later, they still have not gotten to this hotel. Warner said like, hey, there may not be any phone signal when you come out here. So I printed off maps, like old school navigation, but dependable navigation. So Jack was a Boy Scout, so he's like prepared for any situation, let something happen. And so while they're driving, about 2 hours into the trip, Claire's I'm sorry, y'all. Claire's minivan breaks down, will not start. So the six of them they're just like, oh, well, the cabin is like 2 miles away. We can make it. So they start to, walk in the direction of this cabin. Lo and behold, one by one, people are starting to drop off. And when I say drop off, they either go missing or they were killed. So the first one was Lindsay. Lindsay, her and Claire, they had to stop and they had to use the restroom. So when they were done, they were super hungry because they really didn't have that much food to eat. And so Lindsay is like, I'm getting ready to eat some of these blueberries off this branch. And so she ends up eating the berries and she dies. So they are waiting. They still haven't made it to the place. They set up camp in the middle of the forest. And so while they are on the way, Michelle trips, Jack's wife. Michelle trips, sprains her ankle, pretty much breaks her ankle. She can't walk, so that forces them to set up camp for the evening. Throughout the night, she ends up being taken, blood everywhere. It's just like, okay, cool. So they're leaving. So they're trying to figure out what's going on. And it's just like, okay, something's going on. Something isn't right. And before leading up to this point, it is mentioned that Claire and Jack have been having an affair. When they made a bathroom stop before the van breaks down, they kissed. And Lindsay saw the kiss. And she told Claire, like, hey, I know what's going on. I saw y'all. I don't know if Noah knows. Like, Noah's being a real boo-boo head throughout this whole trip. So fast forward to this. Lindsay is dead. Michelle is dead. As they're going, it's 3 men. It's Noah, it's Jack, and it's Warner, and then it's Claire. And so they're still walking, still trying to figure out what's going on. And so they find this cabin, decide to find this cabin. And as they're like looking and researching everything, Jack and Warner have kind of like butt heads, if you will. So Jack says he has his compass that works and woo, woo, woo. He's a scout. He knows what to do. Warner's like, well, I have the navigation maps and things of that nature. So they start bickering, going back and forth. So they find this cabin. Warner's like, I just need to find more information. Let me just do some digging. So Jack is still distraught about Michelle being missing. Noah and Claire, they kind of have like a moment where it's just like, oh, well, you do care, or, things of that nature. So they are together, and that's all I'm gonna say about the book. You just have to read it. The end definitely blew me out of the water because they find out, of course, what happened to these people, to Lindsay, to Michelle, and it's like literally everyone's dropping one by one. It started out with 6, and I'm not gonna tell you how many it ends up with, but it's less than half. And so, definitely check it out again, one by one. Freida McFadden. I would definitely check it out. I'm trying my best to not read all of her books because I have at least 4 books here of hers. I need to buy the rest of the 4 in May. It'll be 5 when Ward D comes out. But the 4 that I have is Want to Know a Secret, The Wife Upstairs, Suicide Med, I believe, and it's another book that I have. I have to get my nerves right to read her book, because the thing with her books is you can start reading her book, and again, it's like 200-300 pages. Like the most that I read was like 370 some pages in the book. So nice look. You can finish it in 3 hours, like if you do it nonstop. I've done it. And so the thing is, the books are so good that it's like by the time you realize you need to stop and take a break, you're almost halfway to the book and it's like, I gotta find out what's going on. So her books are just amazing. So it's two, I'm always reading like a whole gang of books at the same time. I am currently reading Spare by Prince Harry. Say what you want, I'm still in the beginning of the book. Everybody has a side to their story. It's good. It's so good. And I'm only like maybe 20 pages in, so I have to get my nerves right. Because when they start talking about his mama, Princess Diana, I'm going to be a hot mess. I was a hot mess like years ago when it legit happened. I digress. So I'm reading Spare by Prince Harry. The second one I'm reading is Twisted Love. Yeah, Twisted Love by Anna Huang. There we go. Something different. Not really like a lovey-dovey type thing, even though I love all of Nicholas Sparks' books. Danielle Steele, Mary Higgins Clark's, like, I just love it, love it, love it. So I said I was going to give it a try. And then the book that I got today is called 13 by Steve Cannavale. I've seen a lot of people read this book or start to pick up that book. I've had that book on my wish list for a while, and I finally got it today. And just within the first 2 pages, I was like, oh, snap. Like, baby was a just cold-blooded killer. Oh, my goodness. Well, in all things, it's going to be a good book. I am hoping, let's see, today is Monday. I am hoping to at least finish at least one of these books by the end of the week. Like, I have some other books too that I haven't gotten started. Like, I want to read His and Hers by Alice Feeney, another author that I super love. Sometimes I Lie by Alice Feeney. Those are older books. Some of the most recent books that she came out with was Rock, Paper, Scissors and Daisy Darker. Though I read Rock, Paper, Scissors first. I think I did a review on this like a few videos ago. Man, y'all, when I tell you Alice Feeney is the truth too. And then Daisy Darker. Daisy Darker, that book has so many twists and turns to it. I loved it. Oh my gosh, you have to read it. She has a new book that's coming out too, I want to say in June. Good Girl Bad, I believe. I can't remember. I have to pre-order that as well. Like, forever fan. Like, Alice Feeney is the bomb. Like, she is the truth. And so I may read one of those books. Listen, I have to do a separate video. I keep saying this, I'm gonna have to do it. I have a separate video of all of the to be read books that I have. And not to mention, next Friday, April 14th, there is this massive county-wide sale, book sale, that is going on in like the super huge convention center. I don't believe I had this channel up and going when I did it. They do it twice a year, one in April and one in October. I went to the one in October and I felt like I was in book heaven. Like, it's legit 2 stories of books, just books. Paperback books, 50 cents. Hardcover books, like $1. Like, people legit walk in there with carts, like with wheels, full of books, and only pay like $20 for it. You know what I mean? And some of these books, excuse me, are brand new, pristine condition. In all things, last year in October, I think I had like 15 to 20 books that I came back with, and I only paid like $16 for it. Y'all, when I tell you I was in heaven. So in all things, be on the lookout for that video to come, because I think I'm gonna go live on that day and just show y'all just the fabulousness of this book sale. Like, I legit took a day off from work. This is a personal day for me. This is like a late birthday gift. April 14th is going down for this book sale. So after that, I have to put a pause on buying books because I have so many books to read. And if I could make like a living, like a legit solid living in reading all of these books and like getting paid really well for them, I legit would, because my gosh, it's so much to read. It's so much to read. So in all things, I'm blabbering. Have a good night. Last book I read was One by One. Got a few videos coming up for you, at least one by the end of the week. And if not, definitely by the end of next week. And we will see. Y'all have a good evening, and I will talk to y'all soon. This is Felicia with The Book Is Done. What's next?